This is the blind camera test of Pixel 5 versus Pixel 6a. Can you see the difference? Hi everyone, this is JD, your gadget review friend. Welcome and welcome back to Gadget Rev Now. Today we're continuing with our series, the blind camera test. I thought both phones looked really close in terms of camera performance, and why not? They have the same hardware, Pixel 6a borrowing from the older flagship Pixel 5. While doing this test, our questions today are: will Tensor chip affect the performance of the Pixel 6a? Is the Pixel 6a a good upgrade? And are Pixel images superior to whatever the model is? So today you'll be me, you'll choose the winner. Sit back and relax, and let the battle begin. If this is the first time you're watching this series, Phone 1 will be first and Phone 2 will be second. Once we compared side by side, Phone 1 will be on the left and Phone 2 will be on the right. Now that's out of the way, it's really hard to identify the difference. Both phones produces identical photos. Pixel 5 is Phone 1 and Pixel 6a is Phone 2. Good luck with the next images and videos. We are starting the blind test with the audio comparison. Check 1, 2, 3, check 1, 2, 3. This is phone number 1. And check 1, 2, 3, check 1, 2, 3. This is the audio of phone number 2. Who do you think is Pixel 5 or the Pixel 6a? Looking at the video side by side, the audio on video 1 is cleaner. Because of the speech enhancement, it is Pixel 6a. Pixel 5 was the second video. Hey! Hey! 4K 30 FPS video, shooting the cute dog. Notice that I let the subject go further, testing the mic on a distance. Checking the flaring, this is the wide and ultra-wide lens of phone number 1. And this is the flaring of the wide and ultra-wide lens of phone number 2. Going for a side-by-side, almost the same look. Both did really well. Pixel 6a is on the left, while Pixel 5 is on the right. Hopefully you're choosing the right phones. I'm using the Pixel 6a right now. I think the biggest difference of Pixel 6a compared to Pixel 5 is the processing of photos and videos. It is so much faster on the newer Pixel 6a because of the Tensor chip. Let's go for a couple of quick side-by-side image tests. I think the biggest giveaway is the color of the sky. Here are the phones. Alright, let's do it one more time. Notice there's not much of a difference, just the color of the sky. Again, Pixel 6a is more saturated. Let's do some 4K 30 FPS video action with standard stabilization using the main sensor. Who do you think is phone number 1? And this is phone number 2 with similar values as phone number 1. Do you know which is which? Looking side by side, phone number 1 and phone number 2 both has impeccable stabilization. Pixel 6a is on the right and Pixel 5 is on the left. Now we're switching to the ultra-wide lens. Same values, 4K at 30 FPS. Pixel 5 and up are one of the best phones with video stabilization. And this is phone number 2. Whatever the results of this blind test, these two phones are good for video recording. Going side by side, again, just the difference in the saturation of the sky, which I don't think you would know if you post one of these videos online. A couple of side-by-side photos again. Now we're checking for portrait mode with non-human subject. This is the second image. Which is which, and which do you think is better? Pixel 5 is on the left and Pixel 6 is on the right. In terms of processing time, Pixel 5 is slower, but while processing the photos, Pixel 5 cuts out the subject better. But if we shoot portrait of human subject, both phones are really good. This is phone number 2, and when we switch, did you see any difference? Looking side by side, both looks great, the cutout is awesome, and the background blur is creamy. Pixel 5 is the first photo and Pixel 6a is the second. I'm vlogging using the Pixel 6a while we're walking around. the community. We're using the speech enhancement, which is pretty darn good for a $300 phone. Now I'm using the Pixel 5. It will be really hard to spot the difference between the two. This video may get boring over time as you go to the finish line of the video because it's the same. This is the slow motion of phone number 1. In good lighting condition, both phones will give you crisp and detailed slow-mo video. And this is phone number 2. By the way, we chose the slow motion speed of 1/4, just an FYI. Going for a side-by-side comparison, shooting the slow-mo of these cute dogs, Pixel 6a is the first video, while Pixel 5 is the second. Next, we will use all the 3 focal lengths. This is the sharpness of the main sensor. Then look at the sharpness as we zoom in. This is the ultra-wide lens, it is 0.6. And this is the sharpness if we zoom in. We're also shooting the 2x digital crop. Both phones look tack sharp, there's no difference at all. We are checking the details, and this is phone number 1. And this is phone number 2. If you're using a bigger screen to blow this up, do you see any difference? Side by side, it looks the same with the same 12 megapixel details, and these are the phones. This is the last test of our daylight comparison. This is the selfie video recording, full HD. Did you get everything right so far? And like phone number 1, this is the full resolution recording of phone number 2. I feel like just by looking at the colors, you probably know which is which. As we go for the side-by-side comparison, the more saturated video is Pixel 6a and the one on the left is the Pixel 5. This is Pixel 5. We're done with our daylight shots. Now we're waiting for the sun to go down to take some night videos and photos. Alright, I waited 6 hours for our night shot comparison. I have a couple of images to show you. This is phone number 2. And do you see any difference? Going side by side, phone 1 is Pixel 5 and phone 2 is Pixel 6a. One more night shot comparison before we go to the video side. And this is phone number 2. And looking both of them together, only a difference in saturation, and these are the phones. This is the low light selfie video recording of phone number 1. And this is phone number 2. I noticed that phone number 1 is superior than phone number 2. Going side by side, phone number 1 is Pixel 5 and phone number 2 is Pixel 6a. And lastly, this is the rear camera low light video recording. It is warmer, noisier, but brighter. Well, this is phone number 2. It is cooler, less noisy, but darker. Going for our last comparison before our final verdict, which do you prefer? Phone 1 is Pixel 5 and phone 2 is Pixel 6a. So this is the blind test of Pixel 5 versus Pixel 6a. Let's go back to the questions. Going back to our questions, first, will Tensor chip affect the camera performance of Pixel 6a? I think mostly in faster image processing. I only see a notable difference in colors, more saturated on Pixel 6a. Is Pixel 6a a good upgrade? Yes, but for a different reason. Pixel 6a received a flagship processor, the Tensor chip Mark 1. And lastly, are Pixel images the same? Yes and no. For most cases, it will be the same looking photos, but the newer Pixel phones will give you slightly better performance overall. And there you go. Hope you enjoyed this video. I'll continue to compare these two phones in our channel, so stay tuned. And as always, thank you guys for watching, and I'll see you in the next one.